You probably sit here and think you should achieve your goals. And then you wonder, well, is it really possible to achieve them? Because maybe this can stop me, and that's a bit of an obstacle, and that probably is out of my reach. And then you think maybe it's just not possible. Or maybe it is. And we are going to talk to someone today who's an expert on the matter, the author of In Through the Window. Hello and welcome, Lintao Lu.
Hello, hello. Good morning, Neil.
Thank you very much for taking the time. We get straight into the topic. You wrote the book In Through the Window. And of course, I would like to know one thing first, because especially when we talk about success, may you tell us a bit about your own story? Where do you come from, if you like, if you don't mind me asking, would you like to share that with us?
Yes, of course. I have a long journey, a long way come from to where I'm today. Originally, I was born in China.
Mm-hmm.
In 1960s, that's the period in China. China is very backward. I would say in last 50, 60 years, China went through a tremendous change.
Mm.
At the time, my childhood, China, very poor. And I still have a vivid memory of hunger, absolute poverty, and Cultural Revolution. That's where I come from a life of hardship. And then
Mm.
China opened up. I was very lucky being the first student from my colleague to went to college because the
Mm-hmm.
Cultural Revolution again. That's 10 years from 1966 to 1976 without college education. Because at the time, the intellectual is a crime. And
Mm.
it's the book, you cannot find the book. I'm writing a
Mm-hmm.
book. Uh, at the time, all this red book of Mao, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I went to France to pursue my graduate study. That it's really eye-opener for young men from
Mm.
communist country because France is very advanced at the time, even more advanced relatively was now. And so it's quite a transformation for young Chinese guy, pretty much brainwashed under the communists. A lot of these the things we learn in the school really is not necessarily apply
Mm. I mean,
to
you made a
the
massive career then. You, I think, as far as I researched, you were a senior VP, executive VP, SVP of sales and marketing, VP of the whole business unit with a large corporation. So you made a massive career afterwards, where many people would say, looking at where you were born, many people would say that's not on the agenda to go from where you started to then end up having this massive career.
Absolutely. This is something I was asked questions with another interview. They say, what you want to be remembered most? I would say, do not remember LT as an engineer, as a senior VP, as a CEO, as a founder, as an entrepreneur. Just remember LT is an ordinary person.
Mm.
Ordinary human being actually is less than ordinary because it's below the ordinary and it come from a very humble background and went to somewhere by crawl through the window, if you will, because
Mm.
door is all closed. And that's the thing is pretty much somebody ordinary did some extraordinary thing.
Mm.
And, somewhere like me from nowhere to somewhere. So this is something I put in the book. One thing I really want to shed some light on the path of young generations is look at my story. It's not LT's story, it's a story of my generation. And it's a story very universal as well. And, think about, hey, if LT can do it, I can do it.
Mm.
So
And I
that's
mean,
the spirit. Yeah.
your book was picked by Forbes book, so you don't have some publisher. You publish with Forbes, which is probably they have more people applying for being published with them than they could ever handle. So well done you on that one. What would you say when now young people sit there and say, look, today it is so expensive to afford this or to do that. It's maybe not all possible. What would you give people as an advice, also based on your book, when they say it all feels so impossible? Where should I even start?
Yeah, I think today now the war is very much different than my generation's because people talk about generation gap, everything. So I
Mm-hmm.
really hesitate to really give the advice to young generation because some things may not apply. And but I do believe that I have a long journey, imperfect journeys, but like setbacks, detours, failures, whatever. And by going through that, I do learn a great deal of,
Mm.
not what to do, but who you are. Right. All this, I think that's universal. It's not just LT. It's not, this is something I really want to pass to young generation of nowadays. For example, they're facing tremendous challenge. They are not same as ours. They're
Mm.
not struggling with poverty or whatever, but they have their challenge, like AI.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly you have so many young professionals losing job
Yeah.
because they're not smart enough. It's not
Mm-hmm.
intelligent enough than artificial intelligence, right? In certain area, of course, you cannot compete with the
Mm.
machine. And there's war, and this will also become increasingly polarized, even in the U.S. Like
Yeah.
in last decade or so, you really people cannot get along. And you talk
Mm.
about social media, everything
Yeah.
short video is overload of informations, and the war is changed like just in 5 years, in last 10 years. So this is something I want to get something there to say, hey, the things is changing, but there's something will remain universal, will not
Mm.
change, like the dream, the hope, your
Mm.
identity,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And
And you made it,
you
as far as I researched, you made it across. So, what I found in my research, you crossed language barriers, physical barriers, poverty, cultural bias massively. And today you live in the US and you made a massive career in the US. And now you're passing this on. So, you would still say if people find their identity and strive for their goals, they can still make the same careers happening, even when they listen right now, they think it's not for them.
absolutely. I think the message is really like my book title. If the door closed, go in
Mm.
through the window.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the door is the conventional path.
Yeah.
Your straightforward advancement, recognitions. For some people, the door will be wide open. You will be welcomed inside with the flowers,
Mm-hmm.
applause, if you will. And but this door is not treating, or God of the door, we're not treating everyone equally, right? Some
Mm.
people will have to wait.
Yeah.
And for other people's, the door is closed, stapled, completely
Mm.
locked. So that's the something's then what you do, right? For me, I don't wait, I don't complain, and you just find another path. You go
Mm-hmm.
through the window. Or why not? You can build your own building. Why you need to get inside this building?
Yeah.
So this is the message of forge your own path to success. That the window is unconventional path. If
Mm-hmm.
you think about out of box, but more than that is a fresh look of the things, is elevated awareness, if you will, is some things you look inside. You found your meaning, your identity. What do you want to do? What do you want to become?
Mm-hmm.
That the role is not there, right? That you have to you have to forge your own path.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have destiny, if you have this dream, if you have this mission, that's why the purpose is very important. Purpose of the life, that will give you a different perspective. And then you see things differently. then you will have that hope. What I'm talking about, the hope, it is not just fluffy stuff. Is we're not to see like positive thinking, hey, things will work out. No, what I'm
Hmm.
saying, even the things is not working out with the persistence, with that endurance, with this, you will find another way, and it's always another way out there if you search hard enough.
Excellent. I think these are the perfect final words. So when you now sit there and think, can I actually achieve my goal? We just talked to someone who've been there, who've done that, who made from an extremely challenging situation to then making it to the top of the whole chain in corporate America and then even starting their own business, being an international entrepreneur today and an international patent holder as well, as I found out. So someone who really made it. It's a really must-read book. At the end of this interview, there's only one thing left for me to say. LT, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Ernest.